Good morning. Today we're going to do a little science experiment, and you can do this in the tub if you want. You'd have to prep a few things before you get ready, but if you don't want to do it in the tub, then you can do it with a container. It just has to be a container that can hold some water. It doesn't have to be really deep. It doesn't even have to be clear. I chose clear because I want you to be able to see what it is I'm doing. Mitchell, you're blocking it with the thinger.
No, I'm not.
So you need some tin foil. I chose a fairly generous piece, and so each of you should get a piece of tin foil from your mommy, and then you're going to start to make a boat. So part of the thing that I did, and it's going to be loud because the tin foil makes it loud, is I folded it a few times to make it smaller, but also to make it stronger. And I'm going to make a square boat because I don't know how to make any other kind of boat. But part of the activity and part of the fun is that you figure this out. So sometimes when you make your little boat, it might not float. It might sink. And if it sinks, you got to go back to the drawing board, okay? So I folded mine in a bunch of different ways, and I finally figured out that if I fold it a couple of times and then fold it in, then I actually can make a little back, see? And the reason you use tin foil is because you can make the tin foil to pretty much do whatever you want. So there's the start of a boat, see? Just kind of put it into a square, into a rectangle, and then I just kind of squished the ends. And then I did the same thing on this end. Squished it all up so that it looked, doesn't have to be pretty, it just has to float. So I've already made two, and so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my thing back up. Baby dog's playing with all the boxes over here. I'm gonna pour some water in. Can you hear him? Playing with the container. Here, get over here. And now he's mad. So, test number 1, does it float? Dun, 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 dun. It floats. So, then you're gonna test your next one. Dun, 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 dun. So what I've chosen, and you can choose whatever you want, I've chosen some money. So the idea of this game is that you put the same thing in each boat, right? So I have 2 dimes, 2 pennies, 2 nickels, and you keep going and see which boat can float the longest, which boat has the most strength. And you keep going and you keep going. Now, money isn't very heavy, so that's why I suggested that you gather some pebbles or some Legos or something that's a little bit heavier than money, because it'll take a long time for my boat to sink. The other thing is if you do it in a pan, see if I can even push this all the way to the bottom. Oh, I got a leak. I got a leak. If I push it all the way to the bottom, my sides of my boat